Hello, everybody. This is I Know What You Watched Last Friday. I'm Brian.
I'm John.
And this is episode 5, Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives.
Yes, Jason Lives. This is, I would say this is my second favorite one.
This is
my favorite. This is my favorite Friday the 13th movie wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I love part 7, but part 7 does not kind of hold up to cinematography wise.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
No, I understand what you mean. I can agree.
The only reason I like part 7 because it has the best looking Jason.
Yeah,
That's not
7
looks...
looks...
But 6 is the best, like, movie wise.
Absolutely. I think it was like awesomely directed.
Yeah, it has that. Amazingly directed, amazingly written, music is amazing.
Yeah.
How the soundtrack
is awesome.
Soundtrack's Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Does a lot of it.
He's back, the man behind the mask.
Love that song. The kills are amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah. You get this is almost like what, when somebody, you almost want to be like, this is the film you want to show people, this is what Friday the 13th should be.
Yeah, this is the definitive Friday the 13th.
This is what it could have been.
Yeah.
If they just stuck with it.
So, if you want to show this to somebody that, wants to get into the franchise but doesn't want to go all at the beginning.
Yeah.
As, a teaser of what...
I almost feel like what they think that if somebody, had an idea... everybody's perception of Friday the 13th, I think, is kind of like 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, it's about stupid teenagers, nudity, and deaths. I would show them that, but then somebody if I thought oh, you want to watch a great you want to watch Friday the 13th, this is how it should be. I would either show them Final Chapter or Jason Lives.
Yeah, part 4 or part 6. But yeah, there's a little spiel. You can hop right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Jason Lives was given to us in 1986, written and directed by Tom McLaughlin. And it gave us the return of not only Tommy Jarvis, but the return of Jason Voorhees.
Yes, the actual Jason Voorhees.
The very first official resurrection.
Yes. This is the Paramount copywritten Jason.
Yes.
I'm just saying random stuff.
Shut up. Paramount.
Yes, okay. Yes, so Return of Tommy Jarvis, played by probably the most known Tommy Jarvis actor.
Yeah.
Tom Matthews.
Absolutely.
Tom Matthews is... But when I think Tommy Jarvis, I always think of him.
Yeah.
Not the other guy.
That John Shepard or...
yeah, I think John Shepard.
Well, I think of Little Tommy.
Or if you want to think of Little Jarvis, then it's Corey Feldman. But,
yeah.
But when I think of Jarvis, my mind always goes to him.
It's definitely Tom Matthews.
Tom Matthews also was in a fan-made Friday the 13th film too.
Yes. Yeah.
He was in Never Hike Alone.
Yes,
at the very end.
Yes. And I think he was also in another one.
I think he's also in Jason Rising. I think he's also in Jason Rising.
Because I think that's the one that also brought back Amy Steele.
Yes.
Yeah. That was awesome too. That was pretty cool.
My name is in both those credits, by the way.
little pop there.
Sorry. Watch his movies, look for credits.
Well, on behalf of
Mr. Movie.
Thank you. Thank you. Because without that, it probably wouldn't have.
I bought some cool shit from you.
And same with the game. You crowdfunded the game.
Crowdfunded the game. My name's in the credits of the game too.
That's pretty awesome.
We'll talk about the game in a special episode.
Yeah. I can't wait. That'll be awesome. That'll be pretty fun. We're still working on. Still.
Trucking our way through.
Yeah, absolutely. But so Tom Matthews comes to Crystal Lake. Well, Forest Green now.
It's Forest Green. Yeah. The opening sequence is amazing.
It is, yeah.
Because it starts out
a great opening,
with just storm coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Jarvis and I'm guessing his friend from the institution.
Yeah,
he's still in an institution.
Is it still Pinehurst?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Or maybe just because he did get shuffled around like institutions. I can't imagine him staying at Pinehurst after 5.
Yeah, it says shifting around to different mental institutions. So I don't think because this one's supposed to take place on Crystal Lake, so technically it's supposed to be in New Jersey.
Yeah, although they like changed the name.
They changed the name because try to hide it.
They like because Crystal Lake now it's tied to too many horrific events, so they're just like, nah, we'll change the name.
Filmed in Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of peach trees, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, it starts out with this rainy, stormy night.
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis and Hughes.
Halls.
Alan Hughes. Whatever his name is.
Halls. Alan.
He's not that important. Are going to the place where Jason's buried.
Yes, going to his cemetery.
It's Eternal Peace Cemetery.
Eternal Peace. And Jason, it's ironic.
I just now put that together.
Ironic. Could have just called it Resurrection Cemetery at that point. That's in Illinois. But
yeah.
So they're going to, so it starts out there in the truck. Like, it starts out stormy.
Yeah, stormy.
Yeah, beautifully shot. You get that shot, like, it's the sky, like, the clouds, lightning, like, the rain. Oh, it's awesome. Stormy night. And then it just, you get that music.
Yes, the classic Manfredini.
You get the Manfredini score. And then it's just, you're introduced, you got Tommy driving, and his buddy sitting shotgun in the truck. And he's very adamant. We're getting shots of, he has, like, Jason's mask in the car in the truck with them.
How he got
yeah, I don't know. He was somehow, he had the first NECA replica mask. Tommy Jarvis made the first replica mask, put the Axe mark in it and everything. Oh, that's another thing too, when we get to part 8. It's another replica. No. So yeah, he somehow has Jason's mask.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait. Doesn't he have that in 5? He has Roy's mask, but doesn't he also have he has Jason's original mask too?
I don't remember.
Because I thought he had one at the halfway house, like because it still had like the broken strap.
Maybe he did. I honestly don't remember. So I know he had Roy's at the end.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, why the hell he had Roy's on? But anyway, yeah. So we're getting a lot of shots and exposition that Tommy and Alan are going to the cemetery.
Yeah, they're going to the Eternal Peace Cemetery, and as I said, Jarvis has a very adamant face on him. Like he's
very fixated.
He's fixated just to go to Jason to make sure he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's been buried since he was 12. So,
yeah.
Since Matthews was 12, or Jarvis.
And that's another great thing too, is like Jason's just been buried for well over a decade.
Yeah.
And it's great when they get to they're on their way to the cemetery. They get there and they start digging him up. Even though Haas is like very much like come on man, and Tommy's just like no, like I want to make sure he's actually dead and buried.
Yeah, Jason really messed with him.
He did, yeah. He just wants that
reassurance.
He wants that reassurance because I guess maybe I don't know if they had maybe he's not in the institution anymore, but it's just like his way of having like that finality.
No, he still is.
Is he? Or maybe like some sense of closure.
He's still in the institution because Alan's saying how because they think he broke out.
Oh, they broke out. Okay. To go and do this.
Yeah, because he says at the beginning, he says like, the institution finds out we're doing this and finds out what we're up to.
And And he like, oh man, it's so beautifully shot. Like, so yeah, it just starts off like just the music's going and everything. It's just very intense from start like to finish. And they start digging up Jason's grave.
They start digging up. They eventually reach his coffin.
When Tommy has like, he's just standing there.
He's just standing there staring at it, and he's like, "I'm gonna open it."
Yeah, let's get this sucker up at Haas. Why?
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
He's like, "Give me the crowbar." He's like, "No."
They open up the casket, and Rob just pops up like from behind a tree. Are there any kids in there?
Yeah, so you got a mask.
Is there a bear in that car? Yeah, so you got a mask. You get that from that bear?
Oh my god. Watch episode 3.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was great. So they open up the coffin, and you get that awesome shot of
just a very rotted corpse, just maggots all over him.
And I like how he's like got this like ghost shroud like spider webs all over his body. Like
he's been sitting there for a long time.
Hell yeah. They did that so great.
I mean, you can barely even like make an outline of where he was.
Yeah, and it's not until like it starts like raining and stuff like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like you can hardly tell like he has like any. He doesn't have features. You get like a barely like outline of like a body. And he's just like.
He's like, yep, he's there.
He's there. And he
wants to stab him again for some reason.
Yeah, goes over to the fence and grabs the iron fence post. And
somehow finds one that's broken.
Yeah. And I just, Hawes. What are you doing with that?
I know.
What are you going to do with that? What's that for?
He picks it up and starts stabbing him.
Just stabbing,
again,
well, not stabbing Hawes.
No, Jason.
Stop asking questions! He just murders Hawes. Forgets about why he's there in the first place. Finn.
He looks at Jason, like, puts on the mask.
I'm Jason now. Look at me, I'm Jason now.
The copper's right.
Copper's right. So he stabs him repeatedly with the post, and then, that's when Hawes is just like, Tommy gets up out of the grave then.
Yeah.
And then Hawes is just like, man, like, he really messed you up.
Yeah. And then he goes to pour gas on Jason. Not Hawes. Jason.
Yeah, not Hawes. What's that for? Getting so... Stop! When the institution finds out about this. Real dick, Tommy.
So Tommy throws gas on Jason, or tries to. Well, he does.
He douses his body in gasoline. Pours
no, he doesn't.
Or no, that's right.
He tries to go pick it up.
That's right.
And the lightning finally strikes the...
Yeah, lightning comes down and strikes the pole.
Strikes the pole. And then just an amazing shot of him... Just Jason's eye just opens.
Yeah, you get like the shot. His eye opens. And
his eye, which I like this a lot.
Goes through him.
His eyes open.
Oh. The pupil.
And then the pupil.
Yeah.
And then he just sits there, waits.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like immediately goes up.
Yeah. The only thing stirring it is his eye, and they're not paying attention to that shit.
Yeah. Then lightning strikes again.
Mm-hmm.
Which is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it does strike twice.
Scientifically not probable.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
What do they think? We're fart heads?
Yeah.
So we're supposed to... Oh, okay. So the first lightning jolt was to his central nervous system. And then the second one was just, here you go. Here's a 5-hour energy for you. So Tommy inadvertently causes his worst fear.
Yep. The guy who killed him also brought him back to life.
Yeah. Die! Tommy! Come on back, friend. I missed you. Missed you, Jay.
Yeah, so then he gets up Jason.
He's undead. He's an immortal.
He is the unstoppable Jason.
Yeah, yes, the unstoppable killing machine.
So he gets up. I just like how, I love this scene because he gets up and there's all the mags just falling
off of him. Yeah,
because he's like starting to heal. Still,
all the stuff's just like falling off, and then the rain starts.
Well, before that. Well, it's before the rain starts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tommy and, like, Haas are, like, kind of, like, frozen.
They're frozen.
Well, Haas, like, goes to, like, run.
Because Jason goes after Jarvis.
That's right, yeah, because Tommy was like, hand me the gas.
Yeah.
He jumps down. That's right, yeah, because he jumps into the grave, puts the gloves on to take the...
yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, we just kind of skipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this is... Because Jason's sitting there with his eyes open. Jarvis doesn't see it. He wants to go take out the pole. I think he, like... Funny... No.
He goes... He
tries to take it out.
Yeah.
And then Jason grabs him.
Well,
Was it...
He went to put... no, he takes the pole out. After he puts his gloves on, he takes the pole out, and then he's like, hand me the gas. When he goes to say, hand me the gas, that's when...
that's when Jason
gets up and, like, grabs him, and then Haas like, like, Haas shits himself, man.
I would, too. This homeboy's supposed to be dead.
Straight up, like, his like, oh shit face where he's screaming, dude, and you just see, like, his veins, like, on the side of his head. I was like, dude, I believe he's scared. That's great acting. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we skipped a little bit. Yeah. Who were talking? Yeah.
Jason grabs out, and then Tommy like kind of like pushes Jason back down into the grave.
Yeah.
And then gets like scrambles out of the grave.
Scrambles out.
And then Jason comes up out of the grave.
And just I like the way this is filmed.
And I think he's just like standing there because Hawes like ran around, and then he's just like standing there looking at Tommy.
He's looking at Tommy, and then because Tommy threw his mask in.
Yeah.
Threw his mask in, so he gets up.
But he doesn't put the mask on yet.
Yeah, he turns around.
Yeah.
And then that's right.
Because it's right after. I'm getting myself. It's right at. So he gets out and he's like standing there, like, and you just see like it's kind of dark and he's like just standing there, and then Tommy and him are kind of like just staring back. You get the shots of both of them like staring at each other. You get like the expression shot, that shot there. Sorry, how many times am I gonna say shot? Shot. Everybody. Yeah. But and then when it cuts back to the last time to Jason, then you see Hawes with the shovel. He like comes up from behind and hits Jason in the back of the head with the shovel, and he breaks the spade shovel over Jason's head. And then that's when Jason turns around, punches Hawes like right through the chest.
Right through the chest, and he like punches his heart out.
Yeah,
actually.
And then like the momentum just like forces him down into Jason's coffin.
In the coffin closes on him.
That was great. And then while that's happening, then it shows Tommy books it out of the. At first like he like tries to like light a match.
Yeah, because Jason's still covered in.
Yeah.
Fuel.
Because he turns around again after he did that to Haas, and like he's just like, "What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man? What's up? Thank you for bringing back the life, but you're gonna die."
Yeah. Let me show you my appreciation, Tommy.
Yeah. Then Jarvis tries to light matches, and then the convenient rain.
Because he does. That's when he like throws the gas on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tosses the gas on him, and then takes that match out.
Yeah.
Then it starts to rain, and then it freaking puts the match out.
He does that, then that's when Jarvis runs away.
Yes. Yeah. He starts running, and then what I like about this is like you don't see it though. Off camera, he puts on Jarvis's gloves.
Yeah, the yellow gloves.
And then when you see Tommy get into the truck and then like drive off, it goes back to like just Jason like bending over, putting on his mask, and then turning around and holding the.
He turns around and like stares right at the camera.
Yeah. With
the thing that resurrected him, the spike.
Yeah.
And then just zooms right in his eye.
You get that awesome eye shot.
And in the 007 credits.
Yeah. You get the close up on him, the pupils moving, and then you just get Jason walking in like a 007.
Yeah.
And just slices at
Slices
the... Oh,
it,
man.
Just a bloody way to enter. It's so cool.
And then you get the awesome Manfredini score.
Yep.
Takes you through the credits. And then, so when it comes back from the credits, then, Tommy goes to the sheriff's office.
Yes. Yeah, Jarvis goes to the sheriff's office trying to warn that Jason's alive.
Mm-hmm.
He just got fucked up.
We brought him back. Jason's alive. We dug him up. Why the hell would you do that?
I know.
And the sheriff recognizes him too. He goes, "Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What's your name, son?" He goes, "Tommy Jarvis." He goes, "Weren't you that boy whose family was hacked up long time ago?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Look, man, yeah, I'm real sorry what happened to your folks and stuff like that." He's like, "But Jason's dead. Like, I don't need your bullshit." So like, they don't believe him right away.
No, they don't. Well, I mean, it makes sense. He's been dead for 10+ years.
Yeah.
And yeah, we meet the sheriff, which is Mike Garris.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like Tim Curry.
Sheriff Mike Garris. He does. He does look like a young Tim Curry, man. He really does.
Yep, and she doesn't believe him, thinks he's crazy.
Yes.
And then throws him in the slammer.
Throws him in the slammer. And he's just like, stay put or whatever. And then that's when we're introduced to...
Yes, we're introduced to Darren and Elizabeth.
Darren and Elizabeth.
Yes.
And they're driving to...
Camp Forest Green.
Camp Forest Green. No longer Crystal Lake.
Nope. It is now a fully functional camp. The way it used to be.
Yes. This is actually the only time I think like the camps actually like have
an actual camp.
Yeah, it's an actual camp and it's up and running.
This is the last time we actually see it as a camp.
Yeah. True. Yeah, true. I think it's the last one that actually takes place at a camp.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the one before it or anything like that,
Yeah.
So Darren and Elizabeth are driving, and I wanted to point out too, Darren, I forget the actor's name, but he played the bad guy in the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. That movie's a good movie. That came out the year I was born.
Tony Godwin.
Yes, thank you. He also voiced Tarzan in 1999 Disney animated film.
Oh, I know that. I thought his voice did sound familiar.
Yeah. He does have that, and he was in the Last House on the Left remake.
Oh, okay.
He was the father. That was a great remake. It's one of the few good remakes. So they're driving and they're talking about how they're going. They're on their way to the camp. They are
the head counselors.
Yes.
They're
the two head counselors, and they're obviously lost. They have the map.
Yeah.
And I like when they're driving and she's just like, "Stop the car!" Like he's like, "Why'd you stop?"
Yeah, I do like that.
She's like, "I've seen enough horror movies to know that a guy in a hockey mask is not friendly."
Yeah. And he's just standing there.
Just standing, like, almost like a guard, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's just standing in the middle of the path with that spike, dude.
Like,
That's a great shot of CJ Graham.
My woods.
None shall pass. Stay away from that lake, it'll kill you.
Kill somebody there. Is there any bears?
I'll tell you where there's not any kids.
Tell you where there's not any bears.
Yeah. You can't be looking for bear. Ignores him.
Yeah.
So they stop, and I like how, she's like, "All right, we're going back in reverse," and he's just like, "No, just, we'll scare him." And she's like, "Scare him?"
I know.
Like, she's like the only one
that makes sense. Yeah.
The only one with any sense of logic. That's why she's a head counselor. Well, getting demoted tonight.
Getting a little... Getting extra orifice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I like how he's like, yeah, we're gonna scare him, and he opens up the glove box and there's a pistol.
Well, first they try to drive forward and try to play chicken with him.
And then, they stop just right at his knees.
Yeah.
And then I like how she's just like, yep, that sure scared him.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of him.
He's like, all right. Opens up the glove box, pulls the pistol out, and she's like, where the hell did you get that? No, just don't worry about it. Be cool. Be cool, you're not Dirty Harry.
Yeah, I know. It's like a fucking... It's not even a 44, it's like a 357.
Yeah. Like how he just, like, checks it. All right, be cool. Gets out. All right, dirtbag.
Yeah, I love his... Oh, his death is so funny. Yeah, he, like, pulls it up.
Never bring a gun to a pole fight.
Jason, he shoots him.
He does. It's like simultaneous.
Yeah.
Because as he shoots, Jason impales him.
Yeah, Jason shoots him.
Jason shoots him. Jason took the gun from Darren, pistol whipped his ass, and just shot him.
Shut up.
Elizabeth, get out of the car.
I'm very tired. I work today.
Give me your American Express card.
Oh my god. Darren shoots him.
So Darren shoots Jason.
Then Jason... Shut up, man.
He pulls the gun out of the compartment. Hobbs is going, what's that for? Comes up to him, what's that?
Well, you say it.
Shoots him. So Darren shoots him. And simultaneously as that's happening, Jason impales him and then just throws his ass, launches his ass over
so
his
you definitely
head.
tell Jason has superhuman strength now.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, and obviously he gets shot, so...
Yeah, he's like impervious to gunfire.
To pretty much everything.
Yeah. And I love how, like, as the movie goes on, like, he's just getting, like, he's still getting acclimated to it and getting used to, like, hey, I can have fun with this. So, yeah, so then what, oh, that's right, he stabs the tires.
He stabbed the tire before that.
That's right,
That's what made him get out.
That's what made him get out with the gun, because he stabbed the tire and then just maintained that pose of the guard. That was pretty cool. I still love how he's just standing there holding it right in front of him.
He's like...
None shall pass. My mom won't like that.
Yeah, and then... She freaks out.
She does. Oh yeah, because she's still in the car.
She's still in the driver's seat. What causes her to run?
Oh, no? he that's right. She's freaking out because of what just happened to Darren. There's like blood on the windshield.
Yeah, that's right.
And she like puts the wipers on to like try to get that off. And then as she's screaming, she like goes to duck down in the seat because Jason comes out through the windshield. That was a great shot too. Where like you just get that POV shot of like the post coming right in at you through the windshield, and then you see it go down. And apparently during that take, like he actually like came very close to almost actually getting her with that.
Wow.
So then that's when she like stumbles out of the car.
She's out of the car, the driver's seat, and she's like in the mud. Tries to like, because you know the next obvious thing that he wants is money.
Yeah, try to give the hockey mask guy money.
Shit, $40. I'll take that. I'll go somebody for that.
$40. At that time, dude. Kate pointed out too at the last night too. She was like, that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, $40.
I was like, yeah,
sure. An American Express card.
$40. Yeah. Don't leave home without it. And that was literally why you had like that lingering shot. Like after, so like she's like in the puddle and she's like trying to offer them money and like offer him money. Not there's multiple Jasons.
It's multiple Jasons. Before it comes out of nowhere.
All these Jasons just come out of nowhere. Roy, get out of here. You're not even a Jason.
Kane, you're in the next movie.
Come on, Kane.
Hotter.
Roy, I said get going. Kick bricks, son. No. So, yeah, she's laying in the puddle. She's fumbling with her money in her wallet, and all of a sudden, like, she's like, here.
Yeah,
and she, like...
He's gone.
He's gone. Like, the POV shot of, like, with her hand, like, out with the money, and he's nowhere. She's just like, what the hell? and then.
Yeah, he's like on top of cars or something.
Yeah, just jumps down like into the puddle, like legs on both sides of her head, and she just like looks up, screams, and you just see like that awesome shot of him with the post.
Yeah, right through her face.
Right through that face, down into the puddle, and you get like you heard like those gurgling sounds and like the bubbling, and you get that shot of like him just holding the post. Her head's completely underwater. And, like, the rest of her body's floating up.
Her body's floating up. Oh. See the money just float away, and then, like, blood starts mixing with the mud.
Yeah. Really, really crazy effective shot.
Yeah, this... Part 6 is probably the most graphic one, blood-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, when we get to one of the other...
Yeah, I do want to talk about that, because I don't know if that person's body has that much blood in it.
It was gratuitous, man. Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I
was like, "There's no way."
Like, he had some extra time on his hand.
Okay,
I mean, like actually, technically,
that's a bank.
Technically, it was 2 bodies.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Way later. Yeah. So then it gets to the next morning at the jail cell. Sheriff's office.
That's right, and that's when we're introduced to Megan
Garris, which is the sheriff's daughter.
The sheriff's daughter.
Her friends, Sissy, Paula, and Court.
Yes. Sissy, Paula,
what kind of name is Court?
Court. Yeah, I don't know.
He's a very feminine man, dude.
Different time. Yeah. Almost like...
He has eyeliner.
I thought maybe like it was like short for like Courtney. But I don't know.
Boy's got eyeliner. I mean, it is the 80s.
It is the 80s. He has the guy liner on. He's got the shredded up, like he came out of Elm Street, like he got his, he bought his pants at 1428 Elm.
Technically, it's 90s.
Timeline-wise, yeah.
Timeline-wise, it is technically, the timeline is, I think this takes place 4 or 5 years after Part 5.
Yeah.
So this would make it 93, 94-ish. I think it's 89 is when...
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because 8 somehow takes place in 2001. We'll get to that. Yeah.
And it jumps like hundreds of thousand years, and then it gets all confusing after that.
Still not as... The most confusing is the Halloween franchise. We'll get that.
We'll get that later.
Way down the road.
Might take a little break from these franchises for that. But yeah.
Yeah. So, we're introduced the following morning to Megan and her friends, Sissy, Court, and Paula. They're at the police station. They come in to tell her dad that,
that Darren and Elizabeth are missing.
Yeah, they didn't show up that night. And then that's when Tommy's like,
Jason did it.
Jason did it. Y'all weren't listening to me. I told you. And even, like, we assume Tommy spent the night there.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up that night. Why didn't Sheriff Garris go, well, it couldn't have been Tommy.
Even though he does blame him the other 3 times it happens.
Yeah.
Like,
shut up about this Jason Voorhees shit.
Well, actually, they never say Voorhees.
No, they're just Jason.
Yeah, it's just Jason.
And I like when he's like, maybe I'm wrong, but Jason's gonna go back to the only place that's like familiar to him. Like, even though it's Forest Green, like it's always gonna be Crystal Lake to Jason.
That's what Jarvis says.
Yeah.
Because like he knows these woods. He died in that lake.
Yeah, so he like tries to tell the kids like, get that. Yeah, that lake murdered him.
Yeah, the lake killed him, man.
It killed him. So bad. But not the bears. No, bears drink from that lake all the time. They get all big and wear hockey masks because his mom poisoned it. There's something in that water. Something in that water. And I like it now too that like
kids,
also like Jason.
Kids in the water.
There's kids. Are there any kids in the water? One of them drowned. Yeah, the mask. Tell us about Jason. Why does he wear the mask? So I wanted to get into how like all this time has passed, and like not only did like Crystal Lake change their name to Forest Green, But like Jason is now for the first time, he's an urban legend.
Yes. He's now like a myth.
Yeah. Not like just like in the beginning he was like the campfire like ghost or but like now he's like the
actual.
People just think he's like an urban
he's not a myth because they know he was real because they have
the grave. Yeah, obviously.
Grave. So like, who the hell did that?
But of course, you know, they ignore his warnings.
Yeah, because
obviously,
think he's crazy.
But then, you know, while this whole thing's going on, like Megan's like, "What's up, Tommy? Dad's a sheriff. My name's Megan. My name is Megan. How are you, Tommy? You said you named Tommy." So
when is it Captain Martin covering up the? Is that before this?
No, it's actually before it goes to the.
Okay. I always thought that paintball scene was earlier than I thought. Okay, yeah, okay.
It's actually right after this. It's
I always think it's like earlier than all. I don't know, whatever.
Because Tommy's going to that, and then like of course like he's like, yeah, you know, and then sheriff's like, shut up, you know, I'm gonna see to it that we take you out of town.
Out of his jurisdiction.
That's right. Because then that's when they chase him to the cemetery, and then that's when they see that, you know. Well, yeah. But before that, that's when he sees that it's been
Martin.
Because he's the one that covers it up.
He's a damn cage.
Yeah. So after Megan and her friends like leave, like after the sheriff's like, you guys don't worry about him. I'm gonna take care of him. Like, don't worry about the Jason nonsense. And so the sheriff tells Tommy that he's gonna take him. Like, you're gonna get in your truck. I'm gonna follow you over to the city line, like to the county line, and you're gone. Like, yeah. I don't want you to come back. And they leave, and then it cuts to the caretaker.
Yes, all right. Yeah, it cuts to the caretaker putting the grave back.
Yeah, because he's like, what the heck is this? He's like, I'm a high school graduate. I deserve this job.
Yeah. That's right.
Why'd they have to go and dig up Jason?
Yeah, and then he starts digging up, and then he's just really cool fourth wall break where he stares at the camera.
Yeah.
The kids have a messed up sense of entertainment.
Yeah.
Which I always thought that was great.
Oh, yeah. It just looks right at the... I wish we could have seen that in theaters, man. That would have been great.
I don't know how often that's happened back then.
Yeah.
Fourth wall breaks.
Some people have a strange idea of entertainment.
I'm sure it happened quite a bit, but
oh, yeah.
I really don't know.
So, he digs them up. Oh, he covers Jason's grave back over. Yeah, the
with
caretaker.
Alan's in it.
Yeah, doesn't even bother to check the coffin to see if Jason's still in there. Like,
well, he knows there's a body.
Oh yeah, you see how's his foot sticking out. Didn't even bother to put him back in right. And then they, after covering back up, I think that's when we go to the woods, right?
I think so.
Got the paintballers.
Well, no, this is because before that they go to. That's when Tommy goes to the grave to see that it's empty, or see that it's...
It introduces us to the paintballers. Don't die yet. It just introduces us to like the characters that.
Oh yeah, see that's what I'm getting confused with.
Yeah, it goes to so after the caretaker shot. It goes to the two guys talking in the woods, and the guy's like, "You become a whole different person when you're out here. I don't like it." And he's like, "It's a man's game out here." Like this guy just totally thinks he's like in Nam, like maybe going through some shit. I don't know, but he is definitely like paintballing harder than most. And it's funny too that like they even say like their company, like she's a company exec, like their office party.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're introduced to like those two guys just talking about working, and they're obviously looking for somebody, and then that's when the girl comes out.
That's right.
And shoots them.
Yeah, shoots them.
And then she's like, "Come on, boys, don't be spoiled sports. Put on your headbands." And they gotta wear the headbands that say "dead" on them. And then it cuts to
that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cuts to what was his name?
Because he's just like I don't think
Bert.
Is that his name?
Bert, yeah.
Where he's like taking the machete and he's just like bitching that she beat him, that she got. And he's just like, oh man, saying a lot of derogatory things.
Yeah, saying a lot of misogynistic stuff.
Yeah. And then I like how it just shows like it keeps showing him like lifting the machete up and like chopping at the pretty much trailblazing. And then he just like you just see Jason
he grabs him. Does he like punch him or something, or like
just grabs his arm and like pulls him?
He pulls him and his arm just pops off.
Like the momentum, just like the guy just goes.
That's right.
And like Jason still has his arm, and the guy just goes right into a tree.
Yeah, and it has the
smiley face.
The generic red smiley face.
Yeah. And it has that shot of Jason just like holding up the machete, still in the guy's arm, and he's just like tilts his head like,
tilts his head like, I can do this now.
This is awesome. So now he's got a machete.
Yeah, he's got his machete back.
And then it cuts to Tommy driving with the deputy and the sheriff behind him.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when, you know, the sheriff and the deputy are talking. He's like, man, Jason must have really messed that kid up. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I just want him out, get him out of here and far away. This, stop with this nonsense. And as they're driving, like, Tommy sees the cemetery sign, and he's just like, screw it, and just quick turn. Like, I can show him, like, we dug his ass up. So Tommy right away starts going, and the sheriff's like, I love this line too because it's such an 80s cop thing to say. And he's just like, I told you to go hit the noise in the cherries, and he just hits the lights and the sirens, man, and they just start chasing him through. And then it takes him on like that little road chase. That's the first like car chase that we got, which is like unheard of in a Friday the 13th movie at the time.
Yeah, this one is definitely not more like the.
It's like action packed.
It's a lot more like where it's all going down. It's not in a bigger area. It's not just the camp. It's not just a cabin. It's like actual. They're in a town for most of it, and then they're in the camp, and that's in woods.
You get to see a lot more.
You see a lot
like
more
of
the
layout.
town.
Yeah. So Tommy's leading him to the cemetery, and then he gets out of the truck and books it through. And I like that. I love that chase sequence, like that chase montage sequence of them cutting in and out, like Tommy zigzagging in and out of like the labyrinth of tombstones. And like the score behind it too, where it's just like dun, dun. That was a horrible attempt, but
here's two notes.
Here's two notes. Dun, dun.
Yeah, then he gets tackled.
That's right. I think who is it that tackles him? The deputy, right?
No, I think the sheriff does.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Sheriff gets him.
Yeah.
Because then the deputy's like, "Oh, hold it, Buster."
He pulls out his revolver.
A ridiculously large ass laser.
It's like a Pringles can on like a revolver.
Oh, you made him pull out his
mail
order laser. He's been dying to try this out. You better not try anything, bucko, because wherever the red dot goes, you bang.
Come on, man.
He practiced that shit from the time he ordered it to the time he grabbed that.
God.
That was
it's
well
so
rehearsed.
Ridiculous.
And he goes, see, look at his. I'll take you to his grave and show you that we dug him up. That I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh really? Well, he must have got cold last night. Pulled the dirt over him. And he looks, and you just see that shot of it's already the caretaker had covered it over, and he's like, what the fuck? And then the caretaker's like, what's going on here?
I wonder what when it's supposed to take place. Maybe what time of the year.
What's that?
That the movie's supposed to take place. Because, at night, if they was wearing coats and stuff, it's... Obviously, it's not summer.
It is, yeah. It almost looks like... Yeah, because Tommy has on, that jean jacket.
He has that, and all the cops at night are wearing, big jackets.
Yeah. They got the... Yeah, it almost looks like fall.
It's like fall.
Yeah.
Mid-fall or something.
You have, the storm, and that... Because you have, the wind and stuff, and then, all those dead leaves blowing into the cabin.
All the trees don't have a lot of leaves on them.
Maybe it's, an alternative camp. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. Friday the 13th of November. Doesn't have, maybe it's October. Late summer camp. You never know. Summer getaway. Yeah, it really doesn't add up now.
I thought about that last night because, like, what the hell is it? Because this is a summer movie. What's going on?
What's going on?
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, it gets
So yeah, they go up to the caretaker because the caretaker's like, "What's going on?" And because he sees that the sheriff and them, and the deputy quick puts his gun away, like, "Oh, dude, why? Like, you're doing your job."
It's okay.
I don't want the caretaker to steal my piece. Just got this mail-ordered laser.
No, that's when it cuts back to the Paintballers.
Yes.
With Roy.
That's right. The little scrawny guy with the boonie hat.
That does remind me of.
And the goggles.
It reminds me of a bunch of those generic characters. There's a show.
Just looks like a weenie.
There's something very specific it reminds me of, but I can't think of it.
Oh, really?
I can't think of it.
He's got like all the full camouflage.
The full camo. He's got like the socks over his pants.
Yeah, he's like official.
Yeah.
Got the safety goggles over his glasses. And
he's like trying to be all sneaky and stuff.
Yeah, I like where he like crawls up, like tries to pull himself up off that branch, and it just breaks, and he tries to
put it back on, and then crumbles.
And then I think like he hears something, right?
Yeah, he hears something like behind him.
And then it like goes to the other three.
Yeah, that's right. Because the other three are looking for him.
Yeah, the other three are like looking for Roy.
Yeah, and then they finally see him, and then Jason's behind them.
Yeah.
And then just
because they hear something, because he drops down from the was he up? How did he get up there? He was up in a tree.
Yeah. Remember, he fell and he dropped his gun. He's like, "Oh."
That's right.
Then he finally found it.
And then because he finally finds it, and then the three are like, "What's that noise?" And they stop.
They stop, and they turn around, and Jason just killed them all in one swing.
One swipe, triple kill.
Oh,
Black Ops 3 shit.
I can do that in a game.
Yeah, right? That'd be awesome. Just get a triple.
Yeah. And Roy's like, he's shocked and scared.
Yeah, just seeing his freaking colleagues just get beheaded right in front of him.
Yeah, then he just pulls the he's all shaking and just shoots Jason on the chest. Jason's like...
Jason just like stops.
He like stops, looks down, and just goes...
Yeah. Yeah, I like where like he just starts like taking off like after him, and he like Roy's just doing that running, and he's like, "Help me! Like he's gonna kill me!
He's killing me!
He's killing me! He's killing me!
Oh God!
Oh God! He's killing me! Run, trash! He's killing me!
There's bears down here.
There's a bear! Trash! Get the guy!
There's kids camping.
There's kids camping down in this basement. Get the guy! Ted, where's the corkscrew? Ted?
Okay, yeah.
So then Roy is running, and then Jason. How does Jason catch up to him?
I don't know how Roy dies. Let me look it up. Oh, I think he's killed off screen.
Oh, that's right. He like chases him, and then I think you just see like Jason like swipe.
Yeah,
right?
He falls. Jason chases him in the woods. Yeah,
That's
Jason.
right.
Yeah, you don't really see him die.
Yeah.
You see him later within his. You see his arm.
That's right.
Wow, he's the 44th victim.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then, after they're killed, I believe it goes to...
It goes that night. Because
That's right. It
sometime in between all this, the counselors are back and the kids come.
Yeah, the kids have arrived back at camp. But not really like much like goes on other than
Not
like,
much goes on. It's just
the kids getting off the bus and shit. You know,
Yeah.
the counselors are kind of like talking about how like they're unprepared and that if if
because they don't have the two head counselors.
Yeah, and that's when Paula, Megan, and Sissy are all like, you know what? If we don't hear anything from Elizabeth and Darren like by tomorrow, or no, it was by tonight.
Yeah.
Then they would call. They would call the sheriff and report them. So yeah, all the kids go and like they don't know what to do with them, so they're like just off.
Kind of doing whatever.
And then so the kids are already there, and it goes back. So it jumps to that night, like the kids, they're putting the kids to bed or whatever, right? With
I think so.
the little girl Nancy. Like they're getting, because she's like, "Where's Court?"
Yeah, because Court's with the RV.
That's right. Because it goes to Paula and Sissy talking. Yeah. And they go because they hear like one of the girls scream in the cabin, and they run over, and then they talk to Nancy.
Yeah, she's like, Nancy's freaking out.
And I love that little dig, like that's like a little reference to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Like little girl Nancy having a bad dream. I love that. Love those little references. I also noticed, I forget, I didn't write I forget the author, but the novel, one of the kids, when it's panning over to the kids when they're sleeping, and you just see this shot of like one of the little girls laying with like a novel like open on her stomach while she's sleeping, and it's like this like most adult book. It's like a science fiction. No, it's one of the ones before her.
Oh.
And I was like, there is no way that kid is reading that book.
Pretty smart kid, huh? Yeah, I don't know.
Got like a 7-year-old like reading Nietzsche.
Yeah, that's right. Then.
So yeah, so then after they settle down, after they like settle the kids down, just let them know like it's okay, Nancy.
Yeah, bad dreams happen.
Then they go back to their cabin.
They're back to their cabin. They're playing cards or something.
And they're just like, where's Court?
Yeah, then it cuts to.
Because it goes to that couple.
Martin's
or no,
first.
the caretaker.
Caretaker's first.
Yeah. Go ahead, take us through that.
Cuts to Martin, the caretaker. He's drinking. Obviously coming home from caretaking. And he's drinking, singing himself, and he's like, "Where'd the road go?"
Yeah. He's almost like if Crazy Ralph became a caretaker.
Yeah. What do you name his bottle?
Kathleen.
Yeah, it was Kathleen. She's like, "Oh, Kathleen, you left me astray.
You led me astray."
You'll be the death of me. And it's just, I love that. He says, he finally drinks it all. He says, "You'll be the death of me." And throws it.
Yeah.
He's like,
You don't hear the bottle.
You don't hear the bottle. Like, he's like, "What happened?" He just cuts to behind him where Jason's just holding it, breaks it easily, and just stabs him.
Just stabs it right. You just see him take it right to the camera.
Yeah. Jason's like, "Don't litter."
Yeah, don't litter. This is my area. Welcome back. And that's when you go to that
couple, yeah.
And they're like having a little picnic.
Yeah, because I think they got engaged or something.
Yeah, they're like celebrating something. And before they get down to business,
yeah. He's got the champagne. He's like, "Screw
it." Then he's just like, "You hear that? You hear something?" Because they hear the caretaker.
You hear the caretaker screaming.
And then he goes back up. Well, he gets up and then goes to like investigate.
Yeah.
And it's like that creepy shot of like the guy in the leather jacket like go into like look, like, and you just see Jason standing over the caretaker's body, like go into almost like overkill with the machete,
and
then he just like turns and just looks at that guy. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, a nice, like, that was startling. The nice little, like, crescendo, the music, like, screeching onto the screen. Like, you just been caught, dude.
Yeah.
And he runs back to his girlfriend. He's like, we need to go.
Yeah.
And she's like, but what about it? He's just like, leave it.
Yeah, I know. So they hop on his motorcycle.
That's right. What are we doing? We need to get to the sheriff's station.
Jason's he's quick.
And Jason's like, no, you're not. Stabs
them both right through one through the other.
So he had a triple kill, and then he's got a double impalement.
It's working to like what's on Halo, like Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, seriously. He's like, you know what? You only live twice. I really got to get more out of this next life, you know? So yeah, after that goes on, he murders them. Then we go to Court
and Nikki.
And Nikki, his girlfriend Nikki, and they are having sex in Nikki's stepdad's RV.
Just like, all right. They're obviously doing that. He's like, she's like, wait till the song's over. How long is the song? It's like 10 minutes. She's like,
10 minutes.
Oh.
It's just like, oh my god. The look on his face, he's just like, I need Gatorade. Electrolyte me. And as this is going on, you see that shot of Jason outside the RV.
Yeah.
And you just see the RV shaking.
Jason's like,
Just like the head tilt, like, I'm gonna come knocking.
She's like, not in my woods.
And being the good contraception that he is. The contraceptive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pulls the plug. Literally.
Pulls the plug on their little party.
Yeah.
Their 2-person party.
Yep. That and music. No, see the music stops and Court's like,
oh, thank God.
He's like, what the fuck?
He's like, oh, what? What's up?
The song's over.
Oh, it's over now. I told you. Then she tells him, go out and look.
Yeah. Go out and look. So obviously he goes out and stuff. He's all hesitant and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then he finds the cord. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know, whatever did this. If you want to look like this, we need to get the hell out of here. And I like how she's just staring at it for the longest time.
I know, she stares at it for the longest time.
What could have done this?
It's a bear.
And then one of them bears. Rob was right. Remember that Rob guy?
Like 10 years ago.
And I like how when she's staring at the cable and then looks, and you just see the tree line of the woods, and you see the fog rolling in between the middle of the trees and stuff.
You think you're gonna see somebody?
Yeah. And then she's just drops it screw this, we're getting the hell out of here, and just runs around the side, and then Court's still hanging out the door, and he's like, Nikki, someone's out here.
Yeah.
Because then it gives you that shot again of the woods with the fog and shit. And a couple times too, a few times I've watched that and have gone back and each time they pan, I try to look to see if you do see anything, but it's just the same.
Yeah, it's just a build up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, obviously, because Jason's not in the woods.
No.
He's a sneaky bitch.
So, he's just let's get the hell out of here, and they get back onto the RV, and Court goes to, turn it on, and he's like, man, this can't be happening.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're right, and goes and switches it from the AC to the battery.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And doesn't even tell her to sit down. Doesn't wait for her to sit down.
He's gone.
Just puts it. She falls back into she falls down, falls forward, then gets up as he puts it in reverse, and then she falls back, and then he takes off, and then she goes flying again into the bedroom. And he's just talking the whole time this is great. I've never driven a house before. I'm really having fun. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time.
And you just see the shot of him. It's the front of the RV, him driving, and you just see her in the back, and she's getting up from the bed.
Yeah.
And then she's like walking into the hallway, like coming back to the front of the RV. And that's when our boy
comes out of the bathroom, grabs her and brings her into the bathroom.
Yep.
And she's like...
I love how the door just
shuts.
Right as soon as he pulls her in.
Yeah. And then obviously they're struggling and stuff.
Yeah, they're struggling.
And of course, like, Nikki, like, you taking a dump?
Yeah. Hey, Nikki, what's going on back there? You taking a dump? You taking a dump, babe? Baby puppy. Can I come back there? Can you come back here? You want to switch? And I like how like she's like getting like thrashed about, and it's playing Alice Cooper.
Right? Yeah, it's playing Teenage Frankenstein.
Yeah. And he just turns it up, and then you just see Jason like take Nikki's head.
Yeah, it goes right through the mirror.
Yes.
Right, like indent in the side of the RV.
You get that awesome shot of the outside of it, just like pushing her face like into the freaking RV side. It was beautiful.
Like, yeah, Court's just like he's driving, listening to music, and he's like bumping around. I was like, "This sounds great."
Yeah, I love this. This is a great time.
Nikki's dying.
Yeah, she's dead. I like how Jason just like comes out of the bathroom and doesn't even wash his hands.
He's wearing gloves.
That's true. Yes, that's true. I do love it how like having like he has his mask back. He took Tommy's gloves. He's very like a self-efficient like he has
he has like a little utility belt
from the Paintballers.
Yeah, he's styling.
Yeah, he knows what he likes. And so I like how it's again showing the front of the RV while Court's driving. You got him driving like an idiot. And Jason's just walking like.
Well, you just seem like in the mirror. How Court doesn't see that.
Yeah, it's a big long ass mirror.
And he gets his stuff in the head.
He does. As he's driving, he gets it's a knife, or like it's a hunting knife, and he just
that's right. He gets the hunting knife.
Pulls it out of the sheath in his belt. His Batman belt.
And yeah.
Just stabs it.
Court right in his head or his neck or something.
Right to the side of his head.
Yeah. Then the trailer, the RV
veers off
and flips, and then slides and catches on fire.
Oh yeah.
It's an amazing scene where Jason just breaks the door, stands on top of her a little bit, and just he's like. Surrounded by smoke.
Yeah.
And, so I did.
Awesome shot.
I did that.
Yeah, like look what I'm so proud. Mom would be so happy. Oh. Wish I could show that lake. I killed the RV.
I can show them bears.
Damn bears in the RV shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
So after Court and Nikki's death, I believe we go back to
we go back to the sheriff.
The sheriff office.
Because because Megan's there, I think.
Yes.
Because she's concerned about them.
That's right. And it's like because Tommy's in the cell.
Yes. Is he? Yeah, he is.
Yes. He's been in the cell since they brought him back after the cemetery stunt.
Okay. Kills Court. Yeah, and then this is when they suspect, because they find Darren and Liz.
That's right.
They find them too. And then that's when Sheriff basically accuses Tommy.
That's right.
Because he thinks he's trying to like bring all stuff back up.
He thinks that he's doing the murders and then saying that to get everybody to think that he's right about Jason coming back.
Yeah.
And then, he tells Tommy like stay put or whatever, and then the sheriff and the deputy go. They find the.
That's when they find
the paintballers.
They find the one guy. Well, they find the Darren Liz at first, and then the deputy calls the sheriff over.
That's
he
right.
finds the paintballers with the arm and the leg.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that what's left of Roy?
Yes, that's what's left of Roy.
Left of Roy's. My leg!
Don't know what happened to his body.
Yeah.
Just ate it.
Yeah, he got hungry.
Got hungry.
He got hungry.
And that's when the deputy is with his famous line.
Yeah. Well, you picked a hell of a day to do it. What do you mean by that? Happy Friday the 13th, Sheriff.
Right.
Oh,
All right.
God.
It's a little extra, man. Yeah, there's a deputy.
Wherever
the deputy,
Jason goes, you bang.
I know. Wherever deputy. I can't remember what his name is. He's like the hype man for the sheriff. Especially in the beginning.
You got it now, punk.
Yeah, I know. Kept like reiterating what he's saying. Like, shut up.
We sure got you this time. Yeah, we got you.
Like,
sure got him. Sweep the leg, Sheriff. So then, they believe that Garrus immediately thinks Tommy's, the one responsible for the murders. And then I believe that, what happens? Tommy calls Megan.
Yes, Tommy calls Megan. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Tommy's actually out of town.
That's right, because after the whole cemetery stunt, they did drop him off at the city line even after he pulled that shit.
Left.
And Garrus was like, "Get the hell out of here." That's right. Yeah.
He started reading the book about
the
occultism.
Yeah. And then that's where he's like, he starts piecing together how to take care of Jason.
He's got some he's all Maroon 5 and he's at a payphone.
That's right. Yeah. He's in misery.
Yeah.
That's right. He's at Karloff Merchandise.
Yes.
Nice little reference to Boris Karloff.
Yeah. Boris Karloff. Oh,
so he calls the sheriff's station, and Megan answers.
Megan answers because the sheriff is out.
That's right. They were still out investigating the bodies.
Yeah. And then Megan's like, "Oh, I'll come pick you up."
Yeah, where you at? My dad's looking for you. I'll help you.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, it's too dangerous." And she's like, "Look, I can help. I believe you. Like, let's do this."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "All right." Tells her where he's at, and she goes and I think it goes back to Paula and Sissy.
Yes, they're at that night.
They're playing Camp Blood.
Yeah, they're playing cards. Camp Blood.
Camp Blood. And then I believe.
Yeah, that's right. That's where Sissy.
Huh?
This is how Sissy dies. She's like, because they think Court's messing with them.
That's right. Yeah, Paula's like, I don't want to play cards anymore, and she's like, I want to go to bed. And then Paula's laying in bed, and Sissy's just sitting up.
Yeah.
And she's looking at a men's nudie magazine. And she thinks she hears Court outside the window.
Yeah, she thinks Court. That's right. It's before this, Jason's back at camp. He sneaks back at camp.
Yes.
And, this is a nice scene where Nancy...
Oh, I thought that was after.
Is that after Sissy dies?
Yeah. No. It's after Sissy dies, because then Paula's like, what's going on? And then it cuts back, and then it goes back to Tommy and Megan. And then it goes back, she's like, what the heck? And
yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Jason's back at camp. He's obviously, the kids know they're there, but he's like freaking them out.
Yes. Yeah, because
that's right, because Jason walks into the cabin, walks in.
Not yet. Where he peeks down at. Yeah, not yet.
That's not yet.
Not yet. No, that's when the sheriff and the cops come.
Is it?
Yeah. So what happens is, okay, so So Paula and Sissy are in the cabin, right? And, you know, Sissy thinks she hears Court. She goes over the window, pours the soda, thinking that she's pouring it on Court. Mm-hmm. And then she walks back. She, like, backs up thinking she's going to get, like, Court to, like, stand up and bitch about what, you know. Paula's still, has her back turned in bed. Mm-hmm. She's facing the wall, trying to sleep. And then Sissy walks back over the window. Jason pops up, grabs her, pulls her out of the window, and then he's, like, grabbing her by the head, twists her head around.
Yeah.
And then literally pulls her out of her slippers, too.
Yeah, I know.
And then once she's dead, like, you hear, like, the squishing, like, the sounds, because, like, Paula, like, turns over and she goes, you guys need to keep it down, like, you're gonna wake the kids.
Yeah.
And then she just, like, shakes her head and goes back to sleep. And then it cuts, like, you just see Jason from the inside of the kids' cabin, because you see, like, the shot of them, like, sleeping. It shows, like, the shot of, like, the gerbils in the cage and stuff.
Okay.
And then...
Yeah. He's, like, walking...
He's walking past, carrying Sissy's headless body.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And he actually has her headless body over his shoulder, and he's walking past the windows. And when it gets to the it shows, like, some of the kids, and it shows, like, Nancy's awake, and she, like, sits up because she realizes what she just saw. And then, it goes to Tommy and the whole thing with Tommy and Megan. So we're back with them, and
okay.
They're driving.
Yeah, they get supplies.
That's right.
You don't see what the supplies are just yet.
No.
Because there's roadblocks all over the town.
That's right. Megan's the one driving because, as she stated multiple times, nobody drives this baby but me.
Oh, bummer. It's a 77 Camaro.
Beautiful car. Beautiful car.
I love Camaro. It was a 69 better.
The 69 is the best.
Anyways. Yeah, so they're going... They're trying to get back to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's...
They're speeding.
Yeah, they're speeding a little bit. Yeah, it's speeding, question
mark? Speeding. They pass the speeding sign with the question marks, and they drive past a parked cop car.
Well, it's the roadblock.
That's right. Yeah.
Keep an eye for roadblock. And Tom's like, there's one.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, there's one, and it's like literally how she did not see that.
I know.
Like after saying that, she was staring at when she said that. Then she hits the brakes, then backs it up, then flips a bitch, and then starts driving away.
Yeah.
And then the cop like radios to the sheriff.
Like the details of the car.
Yeah, it tells him the license plate, and he goes, "That's my daughter's car." And then it shows the
how do you want to proceed?
Deputy like smirks to him because he knows like what a little shit Megan is. Like he's just like, yeah, how do we proceed? And he's like, with extreme caution, dickhead. It's my daughter.
Yeah.
And you get that awesome chase sequence. Yeah. Another car chase sequence.
Yeah.
And they're being pursued by the police, and then
Jarvis has his head.
Jarvis keeps laying his head in Megan's lap, and you got not one,
2 crotch shots.
2 shots of Megan's crotch from Tommy's POV for some reason. And yeah. So they end up they're driving, and Megan thinks they almost lose the other cops, and she stops abruptly.
Yep. And it's her dad pointing a shotgun at her.
Yeah. Like, she stops. You just see Sheriff Garris like holding that.
I do like he like holds a shotgun at her, and she's like end the line, and then Jarvis pops up.
Yeah, Tommy just like brings his head up from the sheriff's daughter's lap as the sheriff's.
I know. I wonder what's like going through his sheriff's mind.
Yeah, seriously, and he's just like, oh boy.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. So then, as that's happening, Paula had fallen asleep. And she wakes up to a bloody machete, like, in front of her.
Yeah.
And you realize, she's like, what the hell? And you realize it's Nancy, the little girl, found the bloody machete. And she's like, Paula, I can't sleep.
I'm like, that's the least of your worries.
Yeah, for real.
Where'd you even, like, she says when she finds it, but I'm just like, why are you even touching that?
Yeah, like your first, oh my god, I should go show this to Paula and not wake her up in a nice subtle way. And so I'll just sneak up on her while she's sleeping with a bloody machete. And I like how Paula's, she's sitting up and she's like concerned about Nancy, but like she's still waking up, and she realizes, she's like, where's Court and Sissy? She goes, what time is it? And she goes, it's late, I should call. And then she like goes, and Nancy's like, call who? And then she quick puts the phone back down. And then she's like, let's go see if we can't find Court and Sissy.
She's like trying to be nice about it.
She's like, we can go. She's like, what if they try to scare us? And she goes, well, what if? She's like, well, maybe we can sneak and scare them first. She's like, okay. And then it shows Paula and Nancy leaving the cabin, and then you just got that shot of like Jason just standing at that tree, like just watching them.
Yeah. Yeah, because Nancy, if you notice, Nancy's pointing almost in Jason's direction to go that way.
Yeah.
And they go the other way.
Yeah, Paula's like, oh, we'll go over here. And then they're like, okay. Yeah, because she's pointing that way, and then they and then she just kind of like pulls her along.
Yeah, then they go and tuck her in.
That's right.
I love the scene. They go tuck her in. It's like down. The camera's down.
Mm-hmm.
So you
get that nice bedside shot.
And she's like saying, say a prayer if you like whatever. And then it leans up. Paula's staring at Nancy. Jason's like
right outside.
Jason's the window. Is like a reassuring father.
Yeah. Just like, that was nice. That was nice. You're so good with the kids, Paula. Doesn't even see this big ass dude standing right next to her outside the window.
Yeah. Just like, alright.
And then I like how the camera's just following her along, and you just see him slowly following outside, just passing the windows, and she's wandering, she's got this feeling you almost feel like she's being watched. I think she almost.
She knows she's being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she goes back to the cabin.
She goes back to her cabin.
Yes.
Obviously, this was shot a while ago, but Jason cuts the phone line.
Yes. Yeah. Jason did take it was as soon as one of the first.
As soon as he gets in back to the camp, he cuts the phone line.
Cuts the Bell communication line.
Yeah.
So, Paula goes back to her cabin, and there's just she goes back to her bed, and she goes and tries the phone again, and realizes that the phone line's cut. The phone's out. And then she, when she puts the phone down, then she, gasps, because she looks, and she sees, the blood print, the bloody imprint where the machete was sitting, and it's gone. And then that's when the door opens. The door swings open.
Evil Dead style.
Yeah. Wind blowing in, the dead, the summer fall leaves blowing through the door. And I think she gets up and she goes to
she wants to go close it.
Yeah.
She tried to close it, and Jason's like, no, close it back up.
Well, she goes to close it first, and then it blows open. It blows open again. And then she's like, okay, you know what? She laughs to herself because she's like, this is silly. We're fine. And she goes to close the door, and then Jason pushes nope. Hey, how you doing? I'm making house calls.
Yeah, and she does actually. She does off camera, but I don't mind her dying off camera because she had that blood splatter on the.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
You get the nice blood splatter on the window, and then her body coming through it.
Yeah, that was a little overkill. He
Jason
kills her, blood splatters. He throws her out the window, picks her back up,
and just keeps you just see all this blood splattering.
Yeah, it's like, bro.
And I even have it here too. Paula gets thrashed.
Bro, calm down. She's already dead.
So then at that point, it cuts back to Tommy and Megan develop a ruse,
yeah,
they're in the cell with the deputy.
They're at the cell because
the sheriff's still out.
Sheriff's still out trying to figure everything out. Because
Mm-hmm.
then that's what they need to call about Megan's friends.
That's right. Yeah. And then she was like, because they found Court and Nikki.
Yeah.
And then she was like, Dad, who was that? And he goes, they just found your friend Court, and his girlfriend killed him on the side of the road, and he was stabbed, he said a knife ran through his head. And she looks at Tommy no, that's impossible. And
He kept saying
he's
what
like,
time.
yeah, he's like, Sheriff, what time did this happen? And he's like, doesn't answer him. And she goes, Dad, what time did this happen? He's like, what difference does that make? And she's like, what time did it happen? He says the time, and then he's like, why? And she's like, Tommy was with me that whole time.
Yeah.
And he kind of just like looks at Tommy, and then looks at her, and looks at Tommy again. You know that the sheriff's like, this is my daughter. He knows she's not lying to him, and he's like, fucking A. Like I think that's where he's like, all right, stay here. Like, I got this. So then he gets her, like, he rounds up like his crew, and then they head to the camp.
That's when they go to the camp.
And it's then like, because it happens like it is a quick paced film, so like after Paula's death and it goes back like, and that whole thing's happening at the sheriff's station. The kids are all alone.
Yeah, they don't realize it, but they are all alone.
Yeah, like there's a good there's a good amount of time where the kids are sleeping in the cabins, and the only adult with a 10-year-old mind is walking around with a hockey mask. So the sheriff had gone to the camp, tells them to stay there with the deputy, and it looks like Megan's like sketching.
Yeah, she's sketching, and deputy kills that bug.
Yeah, deputy's sitting at the sheriff's desk, like acting like he's all big shit.
Yeah.
Kills the bug on the paper. That I like how he's just like.
I know he's like, what do I do with it?
Just tosses it on the floor, and the sheriff will pick that up. He makes more than me.
Yeah. And the whole like scene with Jarvis and
so like Megan seems like, so she's like, at first she's doodling on a pad, like she has a sketch pad, so she's like an artist or something, and she like writes when she shoots a rubber band at Tommy's shoulder, and then he's just like,
the fuck was that?
What the hell's your problem? And, like looks at her, and she like has like a message written on her sketch pad, and then he's like, no, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, no. She's like, and just like flips it over, and then he's just like, so what are you drawing? And she's like, what's it to you? And the deputy's like, pipe down, Jarvis. He's like, I was just curious as to what she was drawing is all.
Yeah.
And she's like, here, you happy? And he's like, no.
No.
And she's like, oh, what? It stinks. And then she like throws the notepad at him, and then he bends down to pick it up. She gets up, she's like, give it back. And he's just like, no, why don't you come get it? And then the deputy's like, I'll get it. Relax. And then as the deputy's taking his sweet ass time, like getting up, Tommy like pulls Megan in for a kiss.
Yeah.
Like just to like distract him, and then she starts kissing.
She starts
him back.
liking him. Tommy's like, oh.
Tommy's like, oh shit, like, all right, okay, she likes me back, and they just start making out. And then his deputy's like, hey, and like I like how he goes and like pulls Megan away from Tommy, and then as that's happening, like he's like trying to restrain Tommy through the bars at first. She grabs the gun out of his holster and points the laser at him, and he's like, Megan, I'm not clowning around. She's like, I'm not the one wearing the funny red nose.
She has a really steady hand.
She does. It doesn't. It stays.
It doesn't move at all.
It does not. It has stayed like trained right on his schnoz, right here, right on his honker. And I like where Tommy's like, you better do what she says, because if you don't, wherever the red dot goes, you bang. And so they get the deputy to open up the cell, and he switches places with Tommy, and they lock him in there, and they leave. They go to leave, and Megan's got the key.
Yeah.
The hidden key in her hide key, and they make their way. They steal off into the night, really fast on a rainy night with no people on that main road, and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and they just haul. They peel out from in front of the sheriff's station, run that, and they just go around the turn.
Yeah, no, the
wrong lane, and they make that turn. It's so dramatic, but they have to get to that camp.
Yep, they have to go to camp, and then that's when they finally get to see what they got at the hardware store. It's a big chain padlock.
And
comes in later.
Yes, it does. He's so as they're driving, the sheriff and
the two cops are there.
They arrive to the camp.
Yep.
And I like how the sheriff how he had, before he had left the sheriff station, realized he's like, shit, this could actually be really happening, if my daughter says that she was with Tommy that whole time, she's not lying.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he tells his men keep your eyes open and keep sharp, keep your eyes open for anything, let me know if you see anything. And they're like, what are we looking for, Sheriff? And he's like, anything that doesn't belong.
Yeah. He didn't say what, just...
Yeah. And so they all disperse throughout the camp.
Yeah, the one... Tell me which cop dies first.
The one, he's first it shows the sheriff going to the one cabin, he looks in and he sees that the boys are okay. And then it goes to, you see the first deputy, he's walking along, he goes by the pier.
Oh, okay, yeah. This has one of my favorite cuts.
Hell yeah. Oh, go ahead, take us through it.
Because he is on a pier, and Jason comes behind him and throws something in his eye, and he gets back onto the boat.
Yep.
And you see in his eye, and then it cuts to a dartboard.
Yeah. Goes to the dartboard, the door opening, and the sheriff peeking his head.
Yeah. I just love that cut.
It's dude, that sheriff has a lot of balls to feel, because if you notice when he closes that door, there's a lot of darts that are not on the board and they are on the door around it, and I'm pretty sure what if one of those kids decided to stay up late?
Yeah.
Just toss and dart at the sheriff, comes, you guys, fuck! Just want to see if there's any kids camping out. The hell with you. Closes the door. Jason, they're in here.
I just love that cut where he's just Jason's throwing darts at some dude and he cuts to a dartboard.
That was a great kill, man. That was some modern warfare. Modern
General Shepard and Price and General Shepard.
Hell yeah. Just totally takes it, just that perfect right down into the boat. And I like how later, well, we'll get to that, but so he gets I like how that deputy too, he's shining his light, doing the rounds before he gets off. And he just shining light in the tree line. You just see Jason standing there with his arm up.
Yeah, he's all ready.
And he's the officer, before he even gets a chance to react, just then that's when it hits him and just sends him flying into the boat. And batter up.
Yep.
And then it cuts to the dartboard, and then the boys are all sleeping. And then it shows Garrus going into he stops to check the girls' cabin.
Mm-hmm. Then he sees that,
and he sees that fucking Nancy.
I know, she needs to chill the hell out.
She is the problem child of this movie, let me tell you. She's one of those, she's a latchkey kid. So, he notices that Nancy's gone, and then as soon as that happens, he closes the door, but then it cuts to the other deputy walking.
It cuts to Officer Papas.
That's right.
The other one was Officer Thornton.
Yes. So Officer Thornton was the one that had the thorn in your eye.
Yeah. Yeah, then the other officer just walked around. Then Nancy comes up to her and freaks him out.
Yeah. Jumps him, and she's just like, there's a scary man. He's like, what's wrong? And then Jason just pops out of the bushes, and she's like, ah!
She runs
the opposite way, and he's just like, oh shit!
He pulls a gun out.
Pulls out the gun, fires 6 shots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fires six shots.
She fires 6 shots.
Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Fired 6 shots.
5 in his chest.
Yes.
And 1 right in his middle of his mask.
1 right, as he's approaching him, he just shoots him right in the head, and Jason's head goes back, and then just slowly looks at him, and he's just like, motherfucker, and just starts charging after him.
I want to know what that mask is made out of.
Yeah, seriously.
If they can take the 44 Magnum to your head
without shattering. Yeah, seriously. Props.
Yeah, I never made that thing, dude. And he gets his head crushed.
He does. So Jason just after taking those slugs, man. And it was like almost like a Loomis moment too. I was saying that last time we were watching it because I noticed he fired like 6 shots out of it. He's like, I shot him 6 times. I shot him. This isn't a man.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets his head crushed.
Mm-hmm. You get the awesome like sound effect of like it just you hear his like skull cracking.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just so brutal. And yeah, he disposes of him that way. And then I think Tommy and Megan arrive.
Tommy and Megan arrive. Yeah, because Garrus is still trying to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy and Megan arrive, and then Megan immediately runs to
like the cabin.
To the cabin
after the sheriff told the kid because Nancy was running away after that deputy was killed, and then she ran into the sheriff.
Yeah.
And then he's seen that like the kids were like outside like wondering what was going on, and he rallies them all into the girls' cabin.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want you guys to get under the beds and stay here until I come back. And I was like, doesn't come back. But so yeah, he tells all the kids to get under the bed, and the kids are just like, man, this sucks. Like,
the one dude.
We're dead meat.
The one kid's like, so what do you think? We're dead meat.
We're dead.
Why do you be fucking optimistic, man?
Yeah, for real. That kid's just like the negative Nancy.
Yeah.
There's a Nancy that's just annoying, and then you just have a negative Nancy.
Yeah, that's like, not only that, then you hear later on when Megan gets attacked and she screams.
Yeah.
Then she's like, real dead meat. Like, bro.
So what
were you gonna do when you grow up? He just looks at him. He's like, really?
These kids are just like, we've had it. We're done. We're done. We've seen it all in our 12 years.
Oh, Megan is the attack. Megan sees the cabin.
Well, yeah. She's screaming for because she sees what's her name's head fall out of the car, and then she like starts screaming for her dad.
Yeah.
Because when she starts screaming for her dad, is when because Sheriff Garrus is first he's running from Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hiding from him, and then when Jason hears Megan yelling for her dad, like Jason stops and
stops and like turns around.
Yeah, he's almost like that zombie where like he's not like doing it like on purpose. Like he's going after whatever moves or whatever he sees, like whatever he hears. He has to go and investigate right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Don't move. Maybe he doesn't see us.
And Garrus is like, no, not my daughter.
Not my daughter, you bitch. No, anyways. Stay away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking alien. So, anyway.
He gets a really cool death.
Yeah, so Garrus, like, is, he runs, and and then when he's, like, he trips over the, body of the deputy.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because like he pushes Jason down, and because it's before he attacks. It's before he runs away from Jason. It's when as Tommy and Megan are first arriving and stuff. Like in between that, Garrus is like walking around that pile, like where the body is of that deputy that just got his head crushed, and then he trips over him and like almost like touches his face.
Oh, that's right. He's got the ooze.
Because you see like the snot and like the blood like coming out of the guy's ears and stuff. His head was crushed, man. Everything came out.
Yeah.
Of everywhere. And then Garrus that's when he like turns and he has the shotgun.
He has a shotgun in his hand. That's right.
And he like does the shot. He like shoots Jason right away. Jason just falls back
falls by like once.
And then it just lingering shot on his body. And then it sits up.
Stands up and he's shot again.
Gets shot again. Stands up.
Gets shot
again. And each time Jason's just like, alright, I'm going to get up faster and faster each time now. Like, I'm done fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like, alright, this is starting to hurt a little. And then that's when Garrus runs. And then hides from him. And then when Megan, like, you know, tells them all to, like, go back under the bed. Like, I'm going to go find my daddy, the sheriff. And then she runs back to the cop cars while Garrus is running from Jason. And that's when she goes to use the radio. Tommy tells her to and Tommy runs into the cabin when she's in the cabin with the kids. He's like, "Is everybody okay?" And like before like Megan finishes answering him, he's already gone.
Yeah.
Like, fuck these kids. I gotta go get Jason.
Yeah.
I don't care. You guys are alright, cool. pops out. But then she runs to the cop car. She opens up the door to radio for help.
Sissy's head falls off.
And Sissy's head falls out.
Yeah.
And then that's when she starts yelling for her dad. And then Garrus, Jason goes to go after her after hearing her. And then he's like, not her. And then he jumps on him.
Yep. He jumps on him and then he's wrestling stuff. And then he just gets... Jason's like, you can tell he gets like fed up and just folds him.
Just folds him backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Almost
like effortlessly.
Yeah. And that'll be we won't see that kind of kill again until Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's actually one of her kills.
Yeah. So this is like the first time he's bent. So this isn't going to be the last time he's bent somebody backwards and have like a holy hell. No.
He does it in the bed next time.
What's that?
He does it in the bed next time.
Yes, he does.
Just,
Give me a bear.
I can't wait till we talk.
Oh no, that's a great. That's a bop. So, yeah, he kills the sheriff, and then, she's yelling for her dad, and then Jason's running the whole time, and she's, like, running to the pier, and she's just like, Tommy, we need to, like, find my dad or whatever, and he doesn't care. Like, he's just like, hand me the padlock. And she's like, what? And he's like, hand it to me. And she, like, hands it to him, and then she's like, you're gonna be sorry. And he's like, go back and stay with the kids.
Yeah.
And then I like when, like...
As soon as he says that...
He bursts, like, through the door.
As soon as he says go see the kid, it cuts to him bursting through the door. Jason bursting through the door.
Yeah.
Of the kids' room. They're all screaming.
Yeah.
Megan's like, nah.
And she, like, runs, like, to, like... and he's like, Megan, no, Megan! Like, screaming her name, and then he's like, Jason! And then Jason just bursts. Fucker does not care about doors at all. Does not care about home improvements or nothing. Renovation. He'll demolish the fuck out of anything. Just comes bursting through and just grabs Megan by the head.
Yeah.
And just starts almost trying to dispatch her the same way he dispatched that sheriff. And I noticed he's very hands-on in this movie.
Yeah, he's
very like...
He doesn't kill a lot of people with weapons.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm fucking strong now. I'm gonna use it or I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, then Jarvis is screaming that Jason's like,
yeah.
Oh, I know you.
Tommy's just like, it's me you want, remember? Like, come on. And then Jason just, like, drops Megan like nothing and just starts, like, walking toward... Because at this point, Tommy's already out on the boat. He pushed away from the pier.
Yeah, he has... What he's wrapping the train on is a rock.
Yeah, he has, like, this big, like...
He has a big boulder.
Big boulder.
We got that on the boat.
He's
working the boat.
He's industrious.
So yeah, he's doing all that, and then Jason's walking
like toward the beach, but then like he like slowly he
slowly starts like walking, and like starts descending under the water.
Yeah, but before he goes under, remember he's like maybe like chest deep, and then Megan's like, Tommy, and then like Jason like turns around,
yeah, he's like,
and then Tommy's like, hey,
yeah, I know,
back here.
Who do I go after?
Come on. He's like, I'm the one you want. Let's go. And he's like, you pussy.
Yeah,
maggot head.
Pussy, that's right.
Come on, maggot head. And I love how he's afraid of Jason, but he's not. Like, he's like facing his fear.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and I love how Tommy, he took responsibility. Like, even though like he fucked up, inadvertently brought him back. Like Tommy took responsibility.
Yeah, he took responsibility and.
He's like, all right, it's my problem. I gotta fix it again.
Yeah, he kind of did.
If only for
for like a few years.
So he's out on the boat, and Jason's walking on it, and he finally disappears under.
Yeah, he disappears, and Jarvis is like, oh.
Yeah, like, oh, I didn't think this through. And he's just like holding the chain, like looking around. And then I think like he sets it back down, and then he grabs the gas can.
He grabs the gas can, and like starts spraying it around. That's where he finally gets like a random match in his pocket or something.
Yeah, tell me with the matches again, you know? And this time there was no rain. So like, and I was wondering too, I was thinking to myself, like, is that possible? Like how, like maybe not how fast it went up, but like, he took the gas, poured it around the boat, and then just took that match, and like...
I don't think it'd be that fast.
No.
It wouldn't go around like that.
No, it was like too perfect.
Yeah.
It was very, So, like, it lit up, and now there's a fire ring. surrounding Tommy in his boat with his boulder and his chain.
Yeah, and then you just see like these like bubbles come from behind him.
Yeah.
And then Tommy sees it, and then Jason switches sides real quick and comes from behind him.
Uses the bubbles as like a distraction, and then comes up and grabs him, and then he's like, oh, like I think Jason's like more or less trying to grab Tommy, and Tommy's trying to like, Tommy right away though gets it around. Not right away, but he's struggling
he's trying to grab it
because Jason's like strangling him.
Yeah, Jason's strangling him. He's trying to grab the chain.
Yeah.
And then, Jason goes back under the water. Mm-hmm. Jarvis grabs the chain, and then this is when Jason comes up and slams down.
Then slams down because then he's like, all right, then I'm just gonna take you with me.
Yeah.
And then inadvertently causing like because you got the weight now, not only Tommy the boulder, but now you have Jason on there too. So like, that's all that weight, and the boat is cracking. And it's taking on water.
Yeah, it just explodes.
And it just starts, it just starts falling apart and then sinking. Then the chain and the boulder go down, like they break through, and then it starts sinking to the bottom.
Yeah, starts sinking to the bottom. And then Jarvis finally gets the chain around him. Mm-hmm. He sits there, but he's still holding on to Jarvis.
Yeah, and you can see like right before they go under, he like pulls the chain like tight like around his neck, and then it shows like the boulder's sinking. It hits the Crystal Lake Camp Blood sign, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you just see it drop.
What's that? I never even said who Jason was in this movie. Who the actor was?
C.J. Graham.
Yeah. Kind of paid. I don't know why I never credited him. Kind of feel bad.
That's all right. He was one of the best.
C.J. Graham was one of the best.
He has the distinction of being the first undead Jason.
Yes. I will say my order of top 3 would be Kane, C.J., and Ted White.
Yeah. I would say
they're very close.
I would say C.J. Graham, Richard Brooker, Ted White, Kane Hodder. The thing is, I love Kane Hodder. I love his Jasons. I love Kane Hodder as Jason. Don't get me wrong. He's the best. It just kind of sucks that like he was like in the he was like in the last ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wish he had more of a run. I wish he had more.
I mean, he played Jason the most.
He did, yeah, and that's why I said like honestly, he made Jason like the whole movement and everything. We'll get to that, but I mean, he brought like the more like characteristic traits of Jason Voorhees, where like to the point where it's like
he's very determined in what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He actually like acts like he's what I mean. Like
Kane Hodder was a stuntman. So,
yeah.
Oh, he is a stuntman. I don't know if he still is.
I'm sure he just acts but does his own stunts.
Yeah.
Still, he is getting old though, so
yeah.
Definitely did his own stunts for the game.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. Anyways, just want to throw out there. Yeah. So the boulder lands on the sign.
Yeah, the boulder lands on the sign.
And Jarvis is still struggling with Jason, and then
they're both sinking.
They're both sinking. Jason's stuck. Yeah,
so the rock touched Bob, and he's like, as they're kind of going back up, like Jason still has Tommy like by the neck.
Jarvis is so he's strangling him, and then Jarvis like passes out, and then he just lets him go and floats him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at first, the very first time I watched that, I honestly thought that Jarvis like was pretending that.
That's what I thought so too.
Yeah. Because I thought maybe like he would just like, okay, I'll just make him think that he choked me out, and then like as soon as he let go of him, I thought he was just gonna like kick him in the face and then like.
Yeah, I thought he was. I honestly thought that too. And then you see him float up, and then Megan sees Jarvis.
Yeah, she sees his body float up, and then she runs down.
Just dives right into
dives right into the lake.
Yeah.
The murderous lake.
Then yeah.
She swims over to his body.
She swims over to Jarvis, and then obviously Jason's still there.
Yeah, reaches up and grabs her foot.
Tries to drag her down, and then she crawls over to the boat motor.
Yeah, that's all. This is an awesome.
She crawls over the boat motor. You can say it.
So yeah, as Jason's like trying to pull her back down, she's like kicking and trying to go. She goes under, and then comes back up, and then like desperately like tries to pull start the boat motor, and finally gets the propeller, like after a few pulls, gets the propeller to start spinning, and Jason like goes to like pull her down again, and she just like quickly gets right back up and then grabs the handle and like turns it just right where like the propeller goes right into Jason's like neck, and then it like, well, first it like cuts in, like it hits his face, and you see it like chip, like that's where he gets that chip.
He gets the famous mass break.
He gets that little he gets the mass break like right by his mouth, like the the left side of his mouth.
We'll find out.
All right, yeah, we'll find out. So then you see her like, I think she like pushes it like again, and then it's over his neck, and then she like just leaves it, grabs Tommy, and starts swimming away, and then it cuts back to underwater, like the propeller's still slicing him, and then you just see it like it breaks his neck, and then like his head just kind of like goes limp, and then you just see like all this blood, all the like
blood and meat
chunks like coming up, and now the boat and everything, like the fire and everything's getting dim, and like the boat's sunk.
Yeah.
And the fire pretty much has died down, and she has Tommy like on the she has him like lakeside, like it's not the dock, I don't think.
No, it's at the beach.
It's like
the kid's like, is he dead?
Is he dead? And she gives him like a weak ass, like it was a weak attempted CPR, like she definitely like, I mean it was acting, but
it worked.
She was able to resuscitate Tommy, and they live happily ever after. The
never hear of Jarvis and make it again.
Yeah, this is unfortunately the last time we see or hear the character Tommy Jarvis.
Yep.
And it was well in canon.
You don't see Tommy Jarvis. You don't.
Yeah.
You get more of Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Later on. In another movie I don't want to talk about.
So Tommy says that it's finally over, and that
Jason's home.
Jason's where he belongs, and you get that shot of
it's underwater.
He's underwater, and it just shows like his body from like just floating, like still being chained, and it cuts to
his eye.
His eye is still open.
It's still open,
and
moving.
It's just moving, and it's pissed off.
Yeah.
And I just love how like you just get that like last little like few notes from like the score, and then it just goes right into the end credits.
Yep, the movie ended pretty much the way it started, going right through that same eye.
Yeah, absolutely. Open up your eyes and then close them, but then open them up again, Jason, because you're not done.
For another few more movies.
That's right. But yeah, so thus ends Part 6. Jason Lives.
Yep. Part 6 was good. It was really good.
Definitely a fun ride. I would definitely recommend this to anybody who loves not only horror but like action, and you do have like some comedy. It's almost kind of like this film for the Friday like is probably the most meta.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say so.
It almost kind of reminded me of like almost like a precursor to like what New Nightmare and like what Scream would become. You know what I mean? Like Tom McLaughlin, great director. But yeah, part 6 is definitely one of my. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely my favorite.
It's my second favorite. It's my first favorite as the movie itself. I mean, my favorite altogether is 7, but we're talking about that next week.
That's right. So, like we said, this is the last time we spend time with Tommy Jarvis, but there's always more room for new blood. So yeah.
Next week will be a very special episode, at least for me, because I love Part 7.
Love. There's not even a word to describe it. I mean,
Part 7, The New Blood is my all-time favorite Friday the 13th. I said it many times. I'll say till I die. I don't care.
We get the best looking Jason, and we get the introduction of
the best.
Yeah, he is the best. He's the most known Jason.
Yep, of Kane Hodder.
Hell yeah.
homeboy's really short in real life, but he would actually kill you if he could.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a very mean looking dude.
But I'm very glad that we got through part 5, and because this film definitely lived up to its title, because Jason really does live.
Yeah, Jason lives. Yeah, he lives. Yeah, that was that movie. Live, Die, Repeat. Live, Die, Live Again.
Yeah.
Like the hell that movie has Tom Cruise in it.
Ah.
I don't remember.
Damn it. I forget. That's gonna bother me.
Live. I don't remember. I just remember the slogan. Live, Die, Live Again.
Live, die, live again.
Yeah.
Dead again. Dead again.
So yeah. Cool.
But yeah.
So it's part 6. Jason Lives.
That's right. Thank you guys for listening to us. This was I Know What You Watched Last Friday. As always, I'm Brian.
I'm John.
Thank you very much, and you guys have a great weekend.
Yep, you too.